Welcome back everybody to Tipsy Tuesday. You know the drill. I drink and I try to help you not make the mistakes that I did. You're welcome. We had a special request for a tip for Tipsy Tuesday this week, and it's about image stabilization, especially lens stabilization, when to use it, why to use it, and how to use it. So I've got here with me my handy dandy Sony 100-400 GM. And if you see on here, I've got a whole host of dials and knobs and things. Alrighty, so if we go down this in order, we've got our autofocus manual focus switch, our full to 3 meters to infinity switch, our optical steady shot, on or off, and then our mode 1 or 2. When you have your image stabilization on, there are elements within your lens that are kind of floating. When you are utilizing image stabilization, those floating elements are being held at a certain point to try to combat any handshake that might occur from you wibbly wobbling with the lens. So steady shot, we love it. It does help if you're hand holding your camera. The mode has to do with what you're doing for your image stabilization. So one is kind of general use, right? You know, I'm taking a picture over there. I want to make sure that if I can avoid a shaky image, I'm going to. The stabilization is going to help out with that as long as I'm holding my camera. See where I'm going with this? If I keep saying I'm holding my camera. Mode 2 is exclusively for panning. Now, if you are doing some sort of panning from left to right, you're taking a photo or video of a car moving, you gotta pan. Sometimes your camera is going to interpret your motion to the left as it's a motion that it has to correct. So what you'll see is kind of like a jumpy, like, and that's not good, right? So if you say, hey, I'm gonna be panning, I want you to just correct the motion up and down. So that way, if you're going like this, it's only gonna stabilize the up and down for you. Now, some lenses will go a step further and they will have a mode 3 for image stabilization, which is for panning vertically, like a rocket ship taking off. And that image stabilization is only going to correct the side to side. Are we following? I hope so, because it's not gonna get more cohesive as time goes on. All right, so that's our little dials on our lens. Now the image stabilization in particular is most helpful when you are hand holding your camera. You could have the assistance of a monopod because that's not fully stabilized. But if you are doing any sort of long exposure, you set your camera up on a tripod and you want to take a picture of the sky, image stabilization can actually hurt you rather than help you. Because like I said, there's elements in there that the camera is actively working to keep in one spot to correct for motion. But if there's no motion involved, you're on a tripod, it's actually creating motion by being engaged. So if you are doing a long exposure, doing pictures of the sky, night photography, anything where your camera is on a tripod, you do not need image stabilization. In fact, I recommend you turn it off. Don't stabilize something that's not moving. Okay, bye, see you next week.